communities and schools, urban gateways, urban initiatives. We've just received a $10,000 digital learning grant. We are a gold medal school, which was awarded by Michelle Obama for having a healthy school. We have a $1,000 wellness grant we just received. We are partnership with the University of Chicago for a science club. We have Girl Scouts. We're partnership with the Chicago Food Depository, and we are a 21st Century School grant. Our current graduating 8th grade class is very academically talented, with 75% of these students qualifying to participate in selective enrollment testing. It is very clear to all of us we have future doctors, lawyers, engineers, and other contributing members of society. Our administration has pushed for academic rigor for all students to be able to compete on a local, state, and national level. We have set the bar very high, and we continue to improve every year. We are plagued by the constant toll poverty takes on our students, both physically and emotionally. These students have historically not had access to many things that their peers have had. Our resources are constantly being challenged on all levels. For many of these students, we are their only meal, their only warm and safe haven for them during the school day and after school. These children overcome insurmountable challenges every day just to come to school, and yet at Sherman, we continue to have attendance rates approaching 95%. This week, I sat at a local hospital emergency room with 3 siblings who a relative had allegedly inflicted several bruises on them, including bite marks throughout their body. This week, I had a 2nd grader come in my office and say, "I have no underwear on. Mine is dirty." I asked her why she couldn't wash them in the sink. She replied, "How can I? I don't have any water." This was the 5th student in 2 weeks who reported to me they had no running water. What happens to these students when the only place that is safe, stable, and home to them shuts down? Who hears their voices? A neighborhood school becomes a lighthouse to many ships in peril in rough waters. What is being proposed by the Chicago Board of Education includes shutting down schools in an area that is bordered by the lakefront on the east and to just west of Ashland on the west, from 47th Street to 59th Street in most areas. There is only one magnet school being proposed to stay open on 51st and State. This will not be chaotic. This will be catastrophic to students, families, and neighborhoods. When the mayor ran for office, he promised to address food deserts to neighborhoods, but now he wants to create school deserts. We are not a third world country. Neighborhood schools have been an essential part of our society and our success. Somehow we do find money to build downtown parks. We find money to give tax breaks to major corporations. We find money to fund 50 aldermen and their expense accounts. Yesterday it was reported that last year's Taste of Chicago lost $1.3 million, but the mayor did call it a success. How many graduations did the Taste have? Perhaps walking around with a turkey leg is more important than walking around with a diploma. Many elected officials have underperforming offices, but what list are they on? Schools were never intended to make a profit. They were intended to educate, enhance, and enlighten. They and the schools are the futures of these neighborhoods that will be eliminated without their local schools an anchor. The neighborhood schools are not the problem. They are the solution. I would like to close with a quote from French writer Victor Hugo, who said, "He who opens a school door closes a prison. If we cannot fund our neighborhood schools, be prepared to fund the consequence." Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jamila Davey. Thank you, Miss Z. This is a wonderful lady right there. My son doesn't go to Sherman, but she diagnosed. She got my son in school. She got my son in school. My daughter is college ready. 2 of her teachers are here that got her there. They got her there. College ready. 4 grades above grade level in a benchmark, scoring at a senior level in 6th grade. Let me get to my point. Sherman School of Excellence is an elementary school that's located in Inglewood, Auburn, Gresham, as well as New City. All of these schools are truly safe havens for our students. With local violence in the last 45 days alone, in Chicago have been violent for our students. Our students. It just proves that traveling further will also result in more violence, more deaths. They gotta go through different gangs, they gotta go through different cuts just to get to school, to be shot at, bullied. My own child gets bullied coming from school, from another school. Imagine what she'd go through. Stability. Most children who reside in these neighborhoods of these schools listed to be closed have been students of these schools for more than 4 years. You've heard one yourself, been here since 1919. It is also a proven fact that if children have a stable living and or learning environment, the success rate increases. If you read the article, Role of Supportive School Environments in Promoting Academic Success from the Developmental Studies Center at devstu.org, devstu.org, when students find their school environment to be supportive and caring, like Sherman School of Excellence, they are less likely to become involved in drug abuse, violence, and other behaviors. Sherman School of Excellence has increased academically as a turnaround school. We're currently at 62% grade level. Did you know that we went from level 3 to level 2? I don't want to leave that out. Don't want to leave that out. We know that there's still more room to grow. We know this. Our attendance has increased to 93%. And we know that we can reach our goal of 95 before the end of, I want to say a couple of months? Just give us a little time. Just a little time is all we ask. More and more children are relying on our staff, as you heard Miss Z just come up and say. They're relying on our staff to provide more than just an education. Teachers, students, tutors, security alike are all giving essential tools to our students. They have developed a rapport that is not easy to build and will be detrimental to our children should it be diminished. Sherman is providing the foundation for our children to become successful, respectful. I must reiterate respectful living in Inglewood, with African American being the majority. Men and women of the world. To close, our school, you're giving up on our future, on our next president, on our next computer engineer. We're not raising rap stars here. We're raising the ones who write their paycheck. Instead of giving up on our sons and daughters' future, it'll never result in success. Instead of giving up, invest a little more time. I promise you'll see a better outcome. I'd like to introduce my daughter and my soccer player. I'm a soccer coach from Urban Initiative that's in Sherman. They employed me. I'm a parent. They didn't have a job, and they helped me. The food baskets, that food don't go to waste. I eat it. You better believe it. I don't get a link card, so I eat the food that they send home. I need it. Let me introduce you to my daughter. It's another soccer player that's here as well.
Hi, my name is Ashantis Davis, and Hi, my name is Ashantis Davis. Sherman School of Excellence has been around for many successful years. I first came to this school in 2007. At that time, I was in 2nd grade. When I first came to Sherman, I had this routine that every week I would ask myself, what have I learned? And every week I would come up with more and more objectives and lessons that I have learned. I have never been off the honor roll, which requires you to have all A's and B's. Sherman has helped me physically and emotionally. Sherman's motto is Eagles, soaring to new heights. We Eagles are always striving for excellence. We use every opportunity to show integrity. We are academically engaged and we are responsible and respectful. I do not believe that Sherman School of Excellence should be closed down. I believe we are doing wonderful at soaring to new heights and achieving our goals. My wonderful principal, Ms. Melody Brown, is always looking for new ways. Ms. Melody Brown is always looking for new ways and new ideas that will help teachers, students, and schools itself succeed. The shirt that I have on represents that I am college ready. I am more than 3 years above what I am supposed to be scoring. On the NWEA math test, in math, I scored a 236, which is at an 11th grade level. And in reading, I scored a 226, which is at an 11th grade level as well. I believe that Sherman School of Excellence should not be closed down because we are doing so wonderful at what we have been doing for many years. In the asset, in math and reading, in the asset, I achieved more than what I'm supposed to achieve. I achieved more than succeeding. Sherman has been like, I have become attached to the teachers and the security guards and the tutors that I have been with since 2nd grade. Sherman has helped me in so many different ways, from when I was being bullied and I was so shy. They helped me come out of my shell, and they helped, like, all the bullying, it all like disappeared from me. They become better at disciplining children. And I think that Sherman is just a wonderful school, and if you just come by and just take a visit, you will really be amazed at how children are actually learning from the teachers. They're not just learning, they're learning life things that you wouldn't just learn from a regular teacher. You will learn life experiences and just not anything just regular academically. They teach us more than just our academics. I will now present Christian Gordon, another soccer player and a 7th grader.
Hi, my name is Christian Gordon. During my school years, I have only been at one school, and that is Sherman School of Excellence. Since preschool to now in 7th grade, I can't imagine what will happen to me if Sherman closes. I am worried about our kids' safety. 1 mile is a far away, but CPS doesn't see that. Since our school changed, since 2011, our school changed forever. Due to our principal, Ms. Brown, she has really been getting us college ready. In the fall, I took the NWEA, and I was at a 213 in reading. And now I took it again in the winter, and I am now above grade level at a 224. CPS only sees money, but doesn't see the growth of our students. In September, the teachers were on the picket lines for 7 whole days. CPS had us kids out of an education for 7 days, and if our school closes, we will be out of a whole education. If the school closes, the crime rate will go up, all because of CPS. If the school closes, many kids are out of education. But this is a simple math problem. All CPS has to do is answer it with a 3-word answer. Just don't close.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Blunson, and I am the PAC at Sherman School, chairperson for the PAC of Sherman School. I really enjoy all that I'm doing. I am a happy parent, And it is so many different things that are going on at Sherman. I'm the parent whose child is in her 6th straight year of perfect attendance. And why is that? Because I am her mother. I don't send my child to school. I take my child to school. And I am in on everything that is happening with my child. And not only my child, I'm concerned about all of the children of the school. And so I say to you all, no, it will not be a good thing to close Sherman down. I'm right there. So for me to have a closed school right there, to have to go a mile away to get my child an education, that's just not a good thing. So I say to you, please, please do not close Sherman School.
Hi, my name is Naisha DeYoung. I'm a parent of... Naisha DeYoung. I'm a parent of 2. Well, I'm a parent of 3, and 2 of my children attend Sherman. Sherman is not a school to my family. They're actually my family. I have never met a teacher, a principal that knows each and every student's name. I'm talking about you walk into the doors, they're greeting them by their name and not their first name, their last name. They call every day if your student is not in school. I don't know no school that does that, because some schools around the community don't care, and this school cares. I'm talking about, I'm a parent, a young parent. I'm 25 years old that has 3 children. I'm not the best mom ever, but Sherman introduced me to a program called Stand Up University. Stand Up University taught me not only how to become a better mother, but help another young mother to become another mother to her young one. How to get better communication with the teacher, because you have to have communication to understand what your child is learning in the school. If there's no communication, there's no learning with the children. But see, I'm also a parent that goes to church. And with that being said, I don't have no worries about Sherman closing, because when I go to God and I understand all that I have, God said don't have no worries. I don't, I have faith. And that school right there will always stand for my kids. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is gonna be real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have a 6-year-old. He went to preschool and he was starting to fight and all of that. So he came to Sherman in the 1st grade. He was still that behavior from preschool. And by the time he got to the 2nd grade, he told me, the 1st grade, he told me, he said, Mom, they are telling me I have to act like a big boy. Mom, they're showing me the right things to do. Mom, I got to stop acting like a kindergartner and be a 1st grader. He read me his book. It wasn't C Spot 1. It was Toy Story with big words. And I think his teacher right there, Miss Mockery, he is acting like a gentleman. His grades are well. And he came in from school yesterday terrified. Mom, my school is on the list for closing. Just terrified. These kids are afraid. You need to give them some assurance and safety that their school will not close. They have the best teachers, the best principal, the best guidance. I'm 52 years old with a 6-year-old, so you know I need the help.
Again, thank you. Thank you, Sherman. So again, thank you to McClellan for the presentation, Parkman, and also now Sherman for all 3 presentations. Thank you. So each of the 15-minute presentations now that they're finalized, we'd like to open 15 minutes for speakers that have signed up to speak. Should anybody else want to come to the microphone and actually give more public comment, you're more than welcome to, and we'll begin a 15-minute clock when the first speaker begins. And I see a little one wants to start now. Let's move the microphone down a little bit. Go ahead.
If this school closed down, it's going to be a problem for all of us. I don't like when the school closed down. We want the schools to close up. Open. Thank you.
You're welcome. So after the speaker, I'll read off the list of those that did sign. If you still choose to come up and speak, you can.
Hi, I'm also, when I woke up this morning, I didn't plan on coming here, but by the end of the day, I knew I had to be here. And on the way here, I still didn't have a speech, but then I realized why I was doing this. McClellan inspired me to do this. All the teachers, the students, and all the staff push you to be your best, and beyond it. I'm in the 6th grade, and our NWEA test scores have grown 10 points since the beginning of the year. And this is only halfway through. We're only supposed to go up 4 points for the total year. My score is at 12th grade level, and I'm only at 6th. My family moved here from Pakistan more than a decade ago. All my brothers and sisters have gone here, and all have graduated and gone to Jones College Prep, and some have gone to DePaul and IIT. Closing this school wouldn't just mean closing a building. It would be closing a part of people's lives and part of history. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have Ronald Jackson, NAACP.
Hello, my name is Ronald Jackson. I'm from the NAACP, and I'm also a LSC at Tilden High School. And what I'm about to let the parents know is just about a week ago, we was at WVON radio station when one of the board members who was on there at the time said they're not going to put no money to any of the schools. I'm here to let you know, these are not the people who decide whether your school stay open or closed. They are here to just take the information back, put it in a hat, and then that's it. The Chicago Educational Task Force was introduced by the legislators to answer these questions that they did not want to answer. They are calling the people who are making the decision Tuesday at 10 o'clock to answer how did they come up with this formula of closing the schools. They bringing a guy who's in the military also to decide how to close your school. The guy, and if you can ask them, but they're not going to tell you. They're not also going to tell you that the Board of Education is in court today, court number 92-3409. You go down there to the federal building, the board is in the court now trying to remove themselves from the Corey H. Act, which was introduced to help those kids with special needs. But they're not telling you that, but they're saying they want to be transparent and they want to let you know. What I'm telling you now, if you allow this to happen, you might well go ahead and put your kids in a body bag and take them to the cemetery. If you allow them to go to court to remove themselves from the Corey H. Act, if you allow them to close any school, not just McClellan, any school, because number one, ask them where is the money that they had used for capital improvement. The state says they give them money for capital improvement. They're not going to tell you that. They're not telling you that they removed charter from the school list. And you got some charters not doing better than none of the schools. Let me tell you now, AUSL is not going to be closed. Those school districts under contract with a 5-year contract, it's not going to be closed, but they're not telling you that. You got the AUSL peoples in here scoping around to see which kids they can pick up when they try to close the school. I didn't say they're going to close, I said they're going to try, but we're not going to let them. You got these vultures out here waiting to pick up your kids like they're meat. So you need to ask CPS, where's the money at? You got books in the school that's over 10 years old, but what happened to the money that went into the school? What I'm asking every parent in here to ask for a state audit of your school to stop this school closing. In 2011, the board said they didn't have no money. They have over $400 million. A part of it to pay the teachers, but they said they didn't have it. They diverted that money, but they're not going to tell you that. Ask them, why don't they go back and ask for that TIF money? They say there's $1 billion in the hole. After test showing the board is not broke. They're paying all these outside consultants to come in and tell you how to do your school. This is no more a divide and conquer that they're doing. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the challenge to these peoples up here. If I'm lying, Mr. Hampton, about the board being in court, about the Special Aid Act, the Corey H. Act, if I'm not telling the truth, I will remove myself from the LSC and the NAACP. Won't you tell the people that the board is in court right now to remove themselves from the Corey H. Act? Let me tell y'all, y'all do have something to fear, because if you allow them to close the school, they're not telling the truth. I'm fit to let you know right now, the streets talk. The young lady who was put out to school, she was put out by the school, by the administrator. They know in December, those kids protested, those young adults protested about not being in the school. They keep saying the school is a safe haven. How can the school be a safe haven when you got administrators putting kids out? That's it. They might not have pulled the trigger, but they had their hand on the gun when the kids went out there under that thing. But they're not telling that, they're covering it up. What I'm saying is now, the board need to be charged with manslaughter because they caused this. They're allowed to spend money, but let that be me and you misappropriate funds. Some of us gets linked. Let us misappropriate those link cards. They ready to cut us off. But these board people, they misappropriate state funds. What they get? A raise, a suit, and a new job title. Now run back and tell Ron and Miss Bennett I said that.
I have a George Marlowe. I can't make out the writing as well. It looks like Marlowe. WJWJ. Anyone by that name still wish to speak? Ginny Biggs. Or anyone that would like to take advantage of the about 10 minutes we have left here. Please, Charlie, go ahead.
My name is Catherine Aletto Brown. I am the kindergarten teacher at McClellan School. I have been at McClellan for 12 years and a teacher for 26 years. I am also a lifelong resident of the Bridgeport community. Since Mr. Schaffner became principal at McClellan, he has really supported the primary department and my professional development. I have received training in Reading in Motion and the Pershing Network Primary Literacy Pilot. These programs have given wonderful results for my students. Last year, 95% of my students were at 95% meeting and exceeding on the Dibbles test. So far this year, it's only middle of the year, 85% of my students are already meeting or exceeding on the Dibbles test. McClellan was an early adopter school for the Common Core standards. We have been aligning our rigorous curriculum to the standards and getting results. McClellan School has the highest percent of students exceeding on the ISAT in the Pershing Network at 22%. McClellan School nurtures and educates the whole child. The faculty and staff are dedicated to helping our students become lifelong learners, ready for college and successes in life. I have 32 students in my full-day kindergarten class. Parents are excited to send their children to McClellan School because they know their children are getting a high-quality education. To quote my principal, Mr. Joseph Schaffner, exceeds is the new meets. Please allow McClellan to keep exceeding. The community needs McClellan School. Thank you.
Thank you. I will be very brief. I want to start by saying if there are any veterans in the house today. All right, I see a few hands. I am a veteran. I have fought for this country, and what I want to say is that the foundation of a strong country is what? It's education. Okay? It is education. You close our schools, you're closing our education, and you're weakening the foundation of this country. Okay? If you need to find somewhere to cut money, please find another area, not education. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Becky Jo Golden, and I am the second grade teacher at McClellan Elementary School. A few moments ago, Afsal Munir spoke. I have taught 3 generations of Munirs at McClellan Elementary School, and I am proud to teach in that community. Now, I can throw at you facts and figures and datas, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to speak to you from my heart. I have a student, I'm not going to mention his name, but he is a student with severe autism. And as you know, we have an autism cluster program, and we just got a grant from Lowe's, and we have a wonderful sensory room. Now, this student, who I will call B, goes to school with my regular students who are not special education. He is on the honor roll this quarter. He gets along with all of the children in my classroom. If he has an autistic issue, his aide takes him to the sensory room. He does his sensory things. He comes back and he is ready to learn. I have been teaching for close to 16 years, and this has been my most powerful year because I had never taught a student like B. But because B is in my classroom, I am just overwhelmed with the love of the children with B and the love that we have at McClellan for not just an autistic student, but for all of our children. Now, I can come up here and plead, save our school, but we do need to save all of our schools. Because closing schools will make the violence in this city worse. We need to think of these children and the future. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. We have five minutes remaining.
Buenas noches. Good evening. My name is Rolando Vasquez. I am a parent and a teacher at Brighton Park Elementary, and I'm here to stand with all of you. Un pueblo que no sabe leer y escribir es un pueblo fácil de engañar. Roughly translated, a community that has no educational foundation is easy to deceive, and that's exactly what's happening here tonight. It is deception. It is a myth. It is a lie. This fabrication of underutilization. We ran the numbers. You can imagine the pain when I had to pass out these papers to my students that say that there is a deficit of 145,000 children. You know, we ran the numbers. Using CPS's own numbers, we found out that it was really more like 33,000. A big fabrication. A couple of salient points and then I'm done. But this is something I want everybody to take note of. Parents, teachers, kids, you too. You need to get informed. I have here a comprehensive report called The Black and White of Education in Chicago Schools. I encourage everyone to read it. You can access it on ctunet.com. Again, that's ctunet.com. So please read it, get empowered, and help dispel these myths. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Derek Triplett, and I have a son that goes to Sherman School Kindergarten. I graduated from Sherman myself. I didn't take the college route after, but I went on to succeed and get my CDL, TDX certified. Oh, and I thank my teacher, 8th grade teacher, Mr. Slaughter, for that, because he always told us there was nothing in life that we couldn't achieve, and don't let nobody tell us otherwise. So not only did I do that, I went on to get my barber's license, grasped the niche for photography. Also learned on my own, not going to nobody's school, how to edit and everything from video edit and photo edit on the computer. I'm even on the certified computer tech. My church always called me up anytime to do that. It's all because of Mr. Slaughter. And I tell you, and all this deception and everything is getting on my nerve. It seemed like when it comes to the Black and Latino community, the city just wants us to go to hell or something. Because I mean, when all this murder that's going on in the street, they had the governor had asked the mayor daily before he left out, y'all need to sash your guard down there? No. What did he say? No. You're not handling your business, why don't you bring them down here? Bring the, I mean, hey, I'm all, you know, if it takes that for my kids and other people's kids to stay alive, I'm all for martial law for a little while. You know, I see a silence up in here, but I guess y'all rather have y'all people dead. Well, whatever. Keep on living how you living there.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Martinez, and I'm a proud member of the Chicago Teachers Union. Woo! So let's see if the board and Barbara Bird Bennett and Rahm Emanuel are really listening to us. This is the second time you come up here to state your case why your school should stay open, right? So after March 31st, if your school is still on the list, then it must have not been good enough, right? Which is wrong. But let's see if they're listening, if they're really listening to the people here today and the other 10,000 people that have been coming out. Vote by standing up if you believe that schools, all schools, should stay open. These are our schools. This is our education. Will CPS listen to that? So when schools are on the list after the 31st, will we think CPS heard us? No. So are you really listening? So why are schools being penalized for having small classroom sizes, right? 25 students in a class isn't a bad idea. You get to teach better, your students have a better learning environment. Rahm's kids go to the UFC lab school. They don't have more than 23 kids in that classroom. If there was 25 students, they would call it overcrowded, right? So why is it good for some kids and not good for our kids? They're opening at least 9 charter schools next year. So are there not enough kids? Or is there another plan here? There's about $80 million allocated for charter schools next year. You only need about $50 million to keep our schools open. Where are CPS's priorities? In opening up charters or in keeping our schools open? Can you guys answer that question? Can you answer any of these questions? Whose schools are these schools? Whose children? Are we going to fight for our schools? Are we going to fight for our children? 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 Are we going to fight
I hope you heard that.
Thank you. This will be our last speaker. Thank you.
Good night. My name is Luis Lopez. My English is not that good, but I hope everybody understands. I'm a proud parent of 2 kids at McClellan School. And honestly, this is my second time here. Honestly, I don't think that any parent, any kid, or any teacher should be worried about schools closing. Me as a parent, I think I have done my job, and I'm still doing my job, trying to keep my kid going to school, try to become something. I think that the teachers are doing their job too on teaching my kids to be somebody. And I think the kids are doing a pretty good job of taking whatever advice from us as parents and their teachers. So my thing is, we all are doing our jobs. I think it's time for you guys to start doing yours. I think it's time for you guys to start doing your job. And you're talking about underutilization of schools. I think you guys have to start looking at your buildings for underutilization and start closing positions of people that are taking my kids' money and invest it on my kids, because that's my money, our money for my kids, not for you.
All right, thank you. Thanks again, everyone. McClellan, Parkman, and Sherman, and all the speakers tonight. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing? I got a question to ask. And you need me to spell my name again for you? T as in Tom, U-N-Y-O-N-A, last name Frazier. This is the biggest question I have is, why is it when the teachers went on strike that you all waited 7 days for the strike to go on, then turn around and sign the contract, and then you sitting up here spending hundreds of $millions, like I said a couple weeks ago, to open 3 charter schools, 2 Uno Elementary and 1 Uno High School. Tell me how you all got the money for that, and then you all are hiring teachers that are not certified, that can pass the test to work in these charter schools, but you have teachers that are certified, that are working with these kids now who are learning, but you rather throw our kids' education away with people who cannot teach our kids what color is red. That's my question to you all. When you all can explain that to us, then you can sit down and tell us why you're closing our schools. Thank you.
My name is Leslie Castillo, and I just want to talk about what you guys are saying, that there's only 20 or less than that in the classes. That's kind of funny to me because we have more than 30 kids in our classroom, and I'm sure all these other people have more than 30 kids in our classroom, and theirs. Why are you saying that we have less kids? You guys are just sitting here saying yes, and you guys are not listening to our stories. We don't want our schools to be closed. I'm here to support other schools, okay? That's not right that you're closing other schools, okay?